1 Nephi Chapter 4. Even though Laman and Lemuel were skeptical about their success in getting the plates, Nephi tried to pep talk them, reminding them that the Lord is all-powerful and could guide them to success no matter what. And Nephi also pointed out that they saw an angel, so if they doubted God, that would be super lame at this point. But even after this super awesome prophetic speech, they still were pissed and complained, but they followed him back anyway. It was nighttime when they reached the outer walls of Jerusalem. Nephi told his brothers to hide outside the walls and wait for him, and then Nephi ninja sneaked into the city undetected and started heading to Laban's house. Nephi actually had no idea where he was going and was being led by the Spirit. On his way to his destination, he saw a man passed out drunk on the road. Nephi went to him and saw that this drunk dude was actually Laban. Nephi saw his sword and drew it, basically just to fangirl over it and its amazing workmanship. As Nephi admired the sword, the Spirit was like, "Nephi, kill him." And Nephi was shook because he'd never killed anyone, and never would want to, and he stepped back to avoid killing him, but the Spirit spoke to him again, saying, "The Lord has delivered Laban into your hands. He did try and kill you, and he took your stuff, and he didn't do as God commanded." The Spirit continues saying, "Slay him. The Lord slays the wicked to bring forth his righteous purposes. It is better that one man dies rather than a whole nation dying in unbelief." Nephi understood and remembered the promises that had been made unto him, that if he keeps the Lord's commandments, then he and his seed will prosper in the land of promise. After a lot of conflicted feelings, Nephi listened and killed Laban with his own sword. After he had done so, he took the clothes of Laban and dressed as him, and then he set off to the treasury of Laban to retrieve the plates. When he gets there, he is greeted by one of Laban's servants, and he commanded the servant to go with him into the treasury. And he thought Nephi was Laban, so he brought him in. Nephi told him that he needed to bring the plates to his brothers outside the walls of the city. Nothing suspicious there. The servant thought he meant brothers, as in brothers of the church, and followed Nephi to the outer walls of the city. When Laman and Lemuel and Sam saw them, they were totally freaking out and tried to run away. But Nephi called after them, and they stopped and came back. Then the servant of Laban realized he done messed up, and that he tried to run away, but Nephi is a big dude, and had the power of God on his side, so he stopped him in a quick hurry. And Nephi told this guy that he wouldn't kill him if he just was quiet and listened. He pledged an oath that he had no reason to be afraid, and oaths were a big deal back in the day. After this, Nephi gave him an invite to join them in the wilderness. The servant of Laban was named Zoram, and Zoram decided he would go with them and join their company. And he pledged an oath to them also, to keep his loyalty to the group. And they no longer had any fears towards him, and so they went back into the wilderness to find the camp of Lehi.